In today's video, I'm creating this blue halo cut crease. If you want to see how I got this look, then keep on watching. Today I'm using the James Charles palette. I'm dipping into this blue shade on a Morphe M506 brush. I'm blending that in my crease and applying that shade until I'm happy with the pigment. To make sure my shadows blend seamlessly together, I'm applying some Fenty Beauty blotting powder on the edges of my eyeshadow. I'm taking that on a Morphe E22 brush. I'm dipping back into that blue shade to bring back its pigment. Now I'm dipping into this yellow shade on a fresh Morphe M506 brush and blending the edges. And back into that blue shade again. To add some depth, I'm dipping into this darker blue shade on a Morphe M506. I'm focusing that shade on my outer corner. And now my inner corner. I'm just lightly blending those sides together with little residue on my brush by joining at the crease. I'm now using the Magic Mini palette by Juvia's Place. I'm dipping into this navy shade down here and using that to create a deep contour. I'm taking that on a Morphe M507 brush and very lightly blending that into my inner and outer corner. Now I'm blending the edges with the yellow shade. Alright, bugs. That was a massive sigh from my dog. I'm glad he supports what I'm doing. Am I boring you? Am I boring? You're not answering me. You're ignoring Mummy. You're ignoring me. Fine. Right. back into that navy shade. I'm just bringing some pigment back. To cut my crease, I'm going in with the P. Louise Basic Brights eyeshadow base in the shade Bangin' Blue. I've got that on a small flat detail brush and I'm applying a tiny amount at a time in an hourglass shape. I'm just patting that in until it dries. Now I'm dipping back into the navy shade from the Juvia's Place palette on a Morphe M507 and blending that on the edges of my cut crease. With little shadow residue on my brush, I'm very lightly blending over the top of my cut crease to keep some depth there. Now I'm dipping back into the lighter shade of blue and blending slightly higher than the last shade to bring the pigment back. And now the same with the yellow shade on the edge. For my lid shade, I'm going to apply this shimmery baby blue. I'm taking that on a flat concealer brush and spraying it with some setting spray. This trick gives the shadow some tackiness to stick to, giving you the best possible pigment from the shade. I'm going back in with the navy shade on the same Morphe M506 brush and blending very precisely to keep the look seamless and popping. I'm reapplying some of that lid shade as I lost some of its pigment. For the glitter I have in this look, I'm using the Morphe metallic eyeshadow in the shade Popping. I'm placing that on the top edge of my cut crease and I'm applying that with a short angled brush. To prime my face, I'm using the Barry M Unicorn Primer Drops. I'm dripping that onto my forehead, cheeks, nose and chin, then rubbing that in circular motions. Now I'm patting that in until it dries. I'm using Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in the shade Ecru. I'm patting that in with a damp beauty blender all over my face until it's blended evenly. To brighten up the centre of my face, I'm using Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair Neutral. I'm applying that to my forehead, nose, Cupid's bow, smile lines, chin and under eyes. I'm also applying Benefit Boing Cakeless Concealer in shade 1. I'm applying that beside the other markings, then blending that out with a beauty blender until smooth and even. set my face, I'm using Too Faced Born This Way Loose Setting Powder in Translucent. I'm applying that with a Morphe E41, just patting that all over my face. To bronze and contour, I'm using Hula Light by Benefit. I'm taking that on a Morphe R2 and blending that on the outer corners of my forehead in circular motions. I'm now taking that down onto my cheekbones and jawline. Now to deepen things up, I'm taking some more of that powder on a Morphe M437 and blending that more precisely. To add depth to my contour, I'm going in with the original Hoola bronzer and applying that to the highest points of my contour. On my forehead, I'm using the same Morphe R2 brush, but on my cheeks, I'm using the detail brush that comes with the bronzer. And then blending over the top with the little residue on my Morphe M473. To sharpen my contour and bake my face, I'm applying some Too Faced Born This Way Loose Setting Powder on a Morphe M459. I'm just patting that precisely under my contour, joining to the corners of my lips. Then under my jawline. I'm also patting some of that to my under eye area, bridge of my nose, sides of my nose, cupid's bow, smile lines, chin and forehead. I'm actually going to apply some powders from the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour palette. I just showed that upside down. I'm taking these two shades here on a Morphe M438 and applying that on top of the powder under my eyes, on my nose, forehead and chin. To bring warmth to the face, I'm going in with the Saharan Blush Volume 2 palette by Juvia's Place.
That's what to see you looking pretty.
Aww. I could cut bits out, don't worry.
Oh, what, you're just saying that? You need to cut my face out because it's horrible.
Well, I wouldn't want people watching us kissing.
You think I'm ram?
Sure,
No, I'm joking.
Stunning. I'm starting with this deep coral shade at the top of the palette on a Morphe E4. I'm dipping the side of my brush into that shade, then lightly dabbing that above my contour, making sure to overlap. Now I'm dipping into that pinky shade and blending that on top. Oh my God, this feeling's just begun. I'm lightly dusting the powder from under my eyes, then moving on to my under eye shadow. Back into the James Charles palette, I'm dipping into this light blue shade on the same Morphe M506 brush I used earlier. I'm lightly blending that under my lash line. Now I'm blending the edges with the yellow shade on the same Morphe M506 I used earlier. Just lightly blending on the edge of the blue shadow, making sure to overlap. I'm applying some more of that light blue to bring pigment back, and now into the darker blue for depth. On the same Morphe M507 I used earlier, I'm applying the dark blue shade closer to my lash line and now blending my edges with the yellow. I'm now tightlining with this navy shade from the Magic Mini palette by Juvia's Place. On a flat detail brush, I'm applying that in small brush strokes and keeping as close to the lash line as possible. Now I'm lightly dusting my bake away with a Morphe M438. With a spoolie, I'm brushing my brow hairs up. And now I'm setting my brows with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I'm curling my lashes in a pulsing motion. And now I'm applying my mascara. I'm using Ico Sport waterproof mascara. I got some mascara on my eyelid, so I waited for it to dry and now I'm using a clean spoolie to lightly scrape it off. I'm reapplying my lid shade now, then onto highlighter. I'm using Offred Glazed Donut on a Morphe E36. I'm applying some highlighter to my inner corners. I'm also applying that to the bridge and tip of my nose. On a Morphe R37, I'm applying some of that highlighter to the high points of my cheeks, above my brows and on my chin. Now on a Morphe M213, I'm taking some of that highlighter and applying that to my brow bones. To prime and plump my lips, I'm applying some Too Faced Born This Way lip injection gloss and now dusting it my bake from under my contour. For the lips, I'm using Jeffree Star Velour liquid lipstick in the shade Birthday Suit. To clean up my lipstick, I'm going in with some Benefit concealer. On a MAC 242 brush with very little product, I'm lightly swiping against imperfections and outlining my lips. Not only does this rid your mistakes, but it also makes your lips look really plump. I'm grabbing a teeny tiny dab of setting powder on my already used Morphe E41 brush. I'm pressing my lips together and patting that powder on to set the concealer I've just applied.
Just give it that look.
And now on the Morphe M213 I used earlier, I'm applying some highlighter to my cupid's bow. I'm setting my face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist and fanning my face till it dries. And we are all done! I really hope you enjoyed watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye!